Welcome back, everybody. This is part 10 in my Germany Let's Play. Let's review where we're at here. I just took over Poland. Slovakia and Hungary are Axis members. We can see here in the diplomacy menu. Nice little coalition we have. The Allies, slightly bigger, but a lot of these nations are irrelevant. Comintern never has anybody in it, but who needs that when you have this monstrosity? Look here, our German troops are moving over to the Soviet border. We're gonna have to rearrange their order of battles once they get over here. I have some Waffen-SS brigades in key Polish cities to put down any rebellions that may come up. They're also linked up with the motorized, so they move quick. As you can see, they can move 8.2 kilometers per hour, pretty good. Much faster than this infantry unit's 3.9 or so. As you can see, all these units are running all over the place. I did not move them in a way that's going to link them up with their HQ units. We're going to worry about that after. Sometimes you can't get too caught up in the details. This guy down to Warsaw. Still not a bad order of battle, all things considered. This side looking very good. What I did neglect to do is put troops along this border. War kind of caught up with me quicker than I thought. I don't normally play on speed 4 and 5. I would normally play on speed 3. So it kind of went a little... It snuck up on me. That's the point I'm trying to make. So what I neglected to do, anyway, is to put some units up here. Because what we're going to do is we're going to take over Denmark. Because what that's going to do is going to prevent British incursions into the North Sea, which is very vital. Check our boats. They're all dead. They're all dying. That's okay, though. We don't need a fleet anyway. At least not for the foreseeable future. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this entire corpse up here, or core, if you will. They're going to run. That's probably enough units to take Denmark, but we're going to move these guys up here too. I am building a ton of airplanes. Oops, don't do that. Little note, when you load the game, supplies usually start out at 0. For whatever reason, it's a glitch. Since nothing is using supplies currently, you know, it doesn't calculate any. Another mistake I made was not having enough money to adopt all of my laws when we started war. So I definitely have to get some money. So we're going to leave automate trade off, or turn it back off. We're going to cancel some of these. Actually, rare materials are super useful, so we're going to cancel. We're going to cancel some oil from the USA. We're exporting energy to everybody, which is fine. I'll buy more fuel. Yeah. So that should give us 4 or so a day. A lot of these convoys aren't even making it there because of the British rating, so it doesn't really matter anyway. Why pay for something we're not going to get? That noise, as you heard, our convoys sinking. We're just going to wait. Now, Germany can't, or England rather, can't invade Germany through Netherlands and the Belgium because they are not in the Allies. So I'm protected on this front. The only fighting that can take place is down here, along the Maginot, and I believe I took out most of their tactical bombers. Now there are going to be strategic bombers attacking different parts of Germany. I'm going to try and cut them off. We're going to move him. Yeah, see. Yeah, we're going to do that. There we go. Now we got him. 4 fighters and 3 bombers. Now, for interceptors, especially for strategic bombers, you want to set them in layers so that the bombers get hit going into the country and also leaving the country. That's probably good. And of course, the larger area you set interceptors to cover, the less efficient they're going to be. But I just don't have enough interceptors to cover everything all at once. So we're gaining 0.48 money a day. That's not great. I'd like to increase that. We're going to cancel some more of these trades. We're not going to get anything from over the Atlantic anyway, so why lose the money? Yugoslavia is okay to trade with. Romania, anything with a land border or a land route should be good to trade with. Wait for the time to roll over here and we'll see what we're up to. 0.71, that's a little better. I only have to get up to 33. So that, I mean, that'll get us there in a month or so. Oops, that was an Italian trade. I thought it was a Mexican trade. That's embarrassing. Money and rare materials are really the things I tend to be missing out on. Oil will be a problem later, but it should be okay for now. Let's see, our units are making it over here. So what we're going to do is, we're going to detach everything, and then reattach it all once everyone moves. Not the most efficient way to go about doing things, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Netherlands would like to trade? No, that's okay. Sorry about my scrolling here. I changed my mouse sensitivity because I've been playing some Counter-Strike, and it's very difficult to play other games once you do that. I'm not going to worry about the Lithuanian or Latvian border. This is why I turn trade automation on, because the trade pop-ups can get very annoying. The AI sends you trades for, you know, 0.2 money for 0.5 oil or something like that, and it's just kind of obnoxious. Alright, so that's correct. They're all good. So we're gonna move him down. Move him down. And this is kind of the tedious part. This is, you know, this is when Hoi is at its least fun. But it's still strategic. Yeah, and that's gonna happen. I don't know why I can't attach another unit to him. Or maybe I'm just not paying attention. There we go. Perfect. Now they're all attached there. Krasnik, yeah. So yeah, I'm actually going to pause so I stop getting pop-ups so I can do this a little faster. Oop. I should just detach everything first. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to do this the correct way now and just go through, detach everything, locate my headquarters, move them up to the front. Again, I have my Waffen SS attached to Berlin because they don't really need the bonuses supplied by HQ units. They're just going to run around and put down rebellions. As far as I know, there isn't a group detach. You have to go through and manually do each one, which is not a lot of fun, but again, I don't know of a way around it other than moving a lot of units together, which doesn't always make sense. Alright. You could delete all your HQs again, but that also seems like an unnecessary tactic. Perfect. So this is the 22nd Corps. We're going to find that in the list and attach all of them together. Attach all these guys to that one. They're going to be a reserve, but they can still move up a bit. Missed a 4-star here, he can also move up. Oh boy. I find it's often easier to do this geographically, like go from north to south or south to north or something like that. Where is this? Osterode? There are many quirks with this map where this is closer than this for whatever reason. Definitely always be careful of that kind of thing. Provinces aren't necessarily the same distance from each other, especially when you get into, like, Eastern Russia, for example. Almost done. So he's attached there, we're going to move him up so we don't forget that. Same thing. Alright. Now we click there. Oop, I'm sorry, we click here. Not bad, a little crisscrossing, but not a huge deal, and some of that'll go away once everyone moves into place. And then we look up here, we only have our 2 6-star generals selected, which is what we want. I forgot to move him with them, but that's okay. Let's take care of that now. They'll be able to do this without much trouble. Can move him up a little too. And now, as you can see, I'm kind of preemptively removing these guys so that when he moves all the way to the north, they're not still attached. Perfect. Just move him to Hamburg instead. Alright, so now that that boring part of the game is done, let's invade Denmark. So we have no fuel. We're gonna have to wait a little bit. And they just finished strategically redeploying, so they can't attack for 13 hours, 12 hours. They're rebuilding fuel. So we're actually gonna give that a couple days. Let's check our politicians. We haven't done that in a while. Nothing very interesting there. I'm a big fan of supplies. We can do resources. But I like having supplies because having more supplies translates directly to IC, and it gives us something to sell too if we need to. Leadership modifier plus 5%. That's pretty much the best that's going to be here. Scroll through real quick. Nothing of note. Espionage bonus. Okay, now I should have changed this earlier. We're going to change this to land intel, naval intel. That'll let us see units across from us a little better. For example, this might not necessarily be an infantry unit, even though it has the infantry symbol. If you see in the lower right there, there's a question mark symbol. It means it's uncertain. And you can improve that by adding spies places, but we're not going to do that. We're just going to meet the enemy with overwhelming force, and then it won't really matter what they have. Alright. Supply throughput is great, but organizational regain rate is even better. Supply consumption, minus 10%. Fantastic. That's what we want. Sure, doesn't matter because we don't have a navy. And sure. Alright. Gaining 1 money every day, so in a month we'll be able to unlock our new law, which unfortunately we should have had for a couple months now. Look here, we no longer have the modifiers. I hope that's not a troop transport. I'm going to do something interesting. I'm going to put these guys on naval strike in this area. Attack bombers aren't very good at naval bombing, but they're not doing anything else right now. So maybe they'll take down some boats. In the meantime, we are going to declare war on the Denmarkians. So we're going to declare limited war so that Italy and Japan don't get pulled into it. I've been considering calling Japan to arms so they can start sinking British boats. I think I probably should, because they also don't have their laws going, which is bad. I think I will call Japan to arms. This may be a mistake, but couldn't hurt. Well, I mean, it absolutely could hurt, but this is a demonstration, so I'm not going to be too upset if I lose. I mean, worse things have happened. So we're going to conquer Denmark. We're not going to puppet because, well, we're Germany. We need some Lebensraum. So declare war. That put them in the Allies instantly. It always does. And we're going to attack. We're going to send our infantry over that border. We're going to move our tanks quickly to take this port. And this port. And then we're going to send them across that border. Oop. Nope, that's not what we want. There we go. Alright, so Japan is now at war with the Allies. Italy is not, because we're keeping them out. Italy is a liability. And, I mean, look, they just don't have many troops. I mean, maybe they'll declare war on Yugoslavia or something. I doubt it. Let's just try to keep them alive for as long as possible. See, right here, we have a garrison unit moving from Hong Kong. They didn't have anything there. Because why would they? They're the AI. We really want the naval combat to take charge. Alright, not looking bad over here. I mean, obviously Russia has a ton more troops than we do, but actually, the border looks really good. When we have an extra HQ. So, as you can see, this HQ has nothing attached to it. So, after I do this, what we're going to do is we're going to detach those, send him with them, send him up here, and which one is that? This is the 15th Corps. There we go, that'll clean things up a bit. They're attached, we're going to move them up to Praga. Alright. See, our troops already making good progress here. Alright. Feeling pretty good about this. Some more boats. Oh, we managed to bomb them. That's always nice. We seem to have stopped their strategic bombing as well. Alright. Maybe we can sink some CAGs. Move these interceptors out over here. CAGs are very expensive, so it's very nice if we can manage to kill some. See, we have a battle here that's 62 yellow, meaning it's undecided. I did just kind of tell everyone when to run. See, they're not doing great on supplies. There's all kinds of problems. But it's Denmark, so we don't have to worry too much about it. And I'm going to have this armored unit come around and support that as soon as they finish moving. Oh. And battle one. So we're going to send him up through here, actually, to attack him. Day passed. Supplies fill. More research available. Just a little. Actually gonna reduce diplomacy down to, oops, basically nothing. Get more officers to try and raise this number up here. Ooh, I can't move across because of the boats, but hopefully I can beat them across the channel. That will complicate things if I can't get over to Copenhagen. Ooh. These interceptors are getting kind of tore up. So when that happens, what we do is we add more interceptors. Oh, and now they are strategically bombing us again. Very crafty. Actually, oops, not what I wanted to do. Let's rebase them up here. That's gonna kill their organization by half, but that's okay. Do that. gonna be tough actually getting across here. I neglected to take into account the British fleets. I don't think these battle cruisers are gonna be able to get here. Maybe. Maybe I'll get lucky. They're probably gonna die though. And if I could just get lucky and get them across, this should work out fine. One of the problems with not having a navy, but this is the only place I'll have to do this, so not a big deal. I've actually never... I usually would declare war on Denmark first. It's one of those things I forgot to do due to doing this in a multiplayer setting, or rather a streaming setting. Soviet front looks good. Almost able to get our laws. Now we're not going to build as reserves anymore because that would hurt us more than it would help us. There, made it. Perfect. Now we're going to try and get back across. Move the armor to the port. Remember, Hearts of Iron is the click on the production tab simulator. I wonder if well, those interceptors are just getting wrecked. We're gonna stop them from doing that. Arrive on 10 September at 3 a.m. So a couple days. Hopefully they make it. Still at 28 money. Need 5 more days. We're just gonna ignore trade requests at this point. 34 money. So 6 days. I am at war with France, but it's the Maginot Line, so we're not gonna push across that. That'd be just crazy. Let's see if we can see any naval battles. They're sinking convoys at least. No major naval battles, it doesn't seem. Nothing of note, really. Anything in the air? Nope. So light fighting in the Pacific, to say the least. And here we go. We're gonna initiate the Battle of Copenhagen. Gonna need bomber support. They're a little disorganized, so we don't want to use them. They're a little better off. We're gonna set them only to go at night, so that they don't get hit by the anti-air as much, and we're gonna initiate the attack. We need to get this infantry over here. This infantry assault city is much better. See, this is a terrible battle chance here. They have more men than us. They're in a defensible position. All around bad. need to get lucky and have these infantry units get across the strait here. I'm going to send these ships out basically on a suicide mission to try and just distract any British boats so that they can't get down here. Definitely want to trade with Italy so they can... Oh, I should have took that metal trade. Oops. They might make this 2 more hours. Very nice. Okay, halfway there. So now the key is, do I want to open the Western Front? I don't know. There's a lot to think about. I don't have a ton of units. Way less than I'm used to. In their finest hour, you start with way less units than you used to. Germany just used to start with an obnoxious number of enemy or units where you barely even had to build an army. Luckily, they changed that to make it a little more fair. I could declare on Romania, but I'm not able to support them. I think Hungary could probably take them, but Romania's kind of tough, so maybe not. Italy, I don't know where their troops are. I mean, I guess they have a token force in Africa. They don't have a ton of IC or anything, so it's not like Italy normally fields a huge army, but maybe they went heavy navy? There's just not a lot of troops here. It's kind of terrifying. We have a bunch of interceptors that are going to deploy this year, which is fantastic. Maybe I should have built more units, but as you can see, my interceptors are... Several of my interceptor units are not doing great, so it'll help to have more. 16 September, 4 o'clock. Couple days still. Doing some damage to Copenhagen. My organization is doing pretty good on this attack, so that should last a while. Great. Try to get these boats over to this side of the North Sea. They might actually make it. I'll take fuel. And we can enact our laws, which is going to be great. So that gives us a bunch of IC. We're going to immediately use to build units. Oh, we do need consumer goods now. See, that's why I like consumer goods. That's okay. Or consumer product orientation. I needed 0 consumer goods. Ugh. That's alright. It does have other benefits. Don't let that fool you. Ugh. Can't make it. You know what, let's just try that, just in case. And here come our planes. Let's get some up north to hopefully fight some CAGs. Let's attach this to Hanover. Doesn't really matter for them. And the rest are coming off in October. A lot of infantry coming out. What I need right now is just infantry. Some strategic bombers coming in. Can I intercept them? If you look here, you can see I'm losing IC here. It heals, but it takes some time. And our aircraft is damaged. That's the other thing that all these interceptors will help with. It'll help reduce that problem. I'll be able to create a wave of... Ooh. So, took over Denmark. Fantastic. We're just going to put a bunch of troops in Copenhagen. Some token forces around the port so they can't land and take ports. Actually, wish I had another infantry unit here. Move him up here. Move him over to Rostock. He can support them from across the ocean. And alright, very nice. They got us some leadership. And we'll see when the day rolls over what else we get. So now if we look at our political tab, we have Denmark as an occupied country. So we have collaboration government, local manpower modifier -65, IC -95, leadership -70, local resources -75. So we can change that. And so if we change it to total exploitation, we're not going to get the manpower. But we will get more of the IC, we'll get more of the resources. I usually don't mess around with these too much. I think I'm going to leave it because the manpower is more important for Germany. I do wish I had another Waffen SS to move up here, but I suppose I could. Because we could get rebellions. But I do have that occupying force, so it shouldn't really matter. I'm not going to have many troops here in this general area, which is why I like the Polish Waffen SSs. Him up to Memel. Alright. Keep moving. I'd like to do something about these strategic bombers. I wish this gave you a tooltip. I know if you say never, you take them. I'll make them use the troops, so I'm gonna say never. I don't know that changes anything. It may just be a flavor response, since, you know, England gets them anyway. It's not that I could have invaded them even if I wanted to. Alright. How's Norway doing? They're going to allies. Not much we can do about it. That's ahistorically. The Norwegians, at least in passing, supported the Nazis. Now, you notice we have this big hole in our lines. We're going to fill that with all of these units that are coming off in December, so we're going to bump this up to speed 3. I do have extra units down here that I left in reserve, but I mean, I suppose I could kick things off. So what we're going to do, we're going to move this entire core up to Nordhorn. Link that to... Oops, oh, where is it? Dortmund. Oh, maybe he already has... Yeah, he already has too many. Osnabrück. There we go. So once he's in place, we will start our invasion of the Netherlands. Alright. You can see the Soviets have managed to get some troops over here. Some tech's going off, it's gonna cause us some trouble with upgrades, but that's okay. It's 1939, so we can research anything that says 1941 or below. Such as these. Do I want to research techs? I think I'm gonna upgrade my interceptors. Nope, definitely need those. A little behind on those. And education. Oh, I guess it's 1940. It's a year ahead. I don't know why I was thinking 41. So 1940 or better. Always want to keep up with our doctrines. I will need self-propelled artillery at some point. The other thing I would like to do is research some heavy tank upgrades. Heavy tanks are super pricey, but they, with the introduction of the piercing mechanic, they are very powerful. As you can see, our upgrades have shot back up to 80, but now we are really rolling with production. There we go. Alright, let's open up another front in this war, but we're going to do that next time. Thanks, guys.